Hilary, the SEER. Today's video is a psychic reading on the mysterious disappearance of 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari. This is one of those cases where the behavior of the parents is extremely suspicious. Madalina was last seen getting off her school bus on November 21st, 2022. Her mother claims that she last saw her 2 days later on the evening of the November 23rd, and that when she woke up, Madalina was just gone. Madalina's mom and stepfather both end up claiming the other did something to Madalina, but that's months down the line, or maybe even years. Get this, they waited almost a month until December 15th to report that Madalina was missing to her school. Mind you, that was only after the school demanded an explanation on why Madalina wasn't there. I remember when I first heard about Madalina going missing in December 2022, I immediately sensed she was no longer with us, and I had a vision of her being hidden inside our house in a really unusual place that I couldn't figure out. It was dark and wooden, so I was thinking maybe it was a large, dark wooden box. An update later said that when police came to the house, there was a part of their kitchen that had been closed off with plywood, and they claimed they allegedly were remodeling. After I heard that, it made sense that that's most likely what I had seen. Although I didn't do a reading back then, I was always drawn to her. Fast forward 2 years later, a lot has been going on with her case involving her mom and stepfather. It's way too much to recap, so just go check it out on your own. Before I share the notes from my reading, here's my disclaimer. This reading's for entertainment purposes, and it's not fact, it's my psychic opinion. This is the psychic reading for Madalina Cojocari, and I did this on May 30th, 2024 at 8:19 p.m. from France. The first thing I see I hear when I tune into Madalina's picture is sweet breeze or sea breeze. I ask Madalina's energy, where are you? And I hear Aikenbridge. I also got Southwest Harrisburg. After the reading, I looked this up, and there's actually a neighborhood in North Carolina, I think 10 to 15 miles from Cornelius. I get a message or a reference to the news, Madalina being on the news. I asked, what can you show me? And I heard a time capsule. I wonder if she was doing that at school or there's some other meaning to that. Next, I heard the phrase, sleep with the fishes. It felt and sounded really ominous to me. It makes me think of old mobsters attaching cinder blocks and sinking bodies. I'm feeling a New York connection to that phrase. Not necessarily getting that that's what happened to her, but it's weird that it's coming in. The word blue keeps coming up when I look at her photo, but I can't really attach it to something. Maybe it's the name of a pet or a nickname for someone or something. I'm also being shown volleyball. I have a vision of Madalina retreating to her room and quickly closing the door after her, like she wants to hide in her room because she's scared. I'm seeing her parents arguing. The thing I get is I'm feeling like the next thing I get is I'm feeling like she's putting pants on. Along with that, I also heard bath time. This seems like a normal thing, so it may be coming to me to signify that this was what she was doing perhaps around the time of her passing. I also get the word tumbling, and when it came in, it didn't feel like the acrobatics type of tumbling. It has a feeling of tumbling down the stairs or a cliff. It feels like an active and bumpy kind of falling. As I was receiving the tumbling message, I also felt clicking and pressure in my throat. And it's happening right now. So when this is an actual physical, powerful sensation in my neck and throat, and I can actually feel pressure, and there's like a subtle clicking noise from inside my throat. And unfortunately, this comes to me when it's strong like that. I feel it's usually related to the manner by which someone passes away. Next, I hear a few creepy phrases that, pretty much this entire reading feels really weird and creepy, but I got, he walks with me, he's watching us, and don't move, and then before you move, tell me one thing. So just really weird. I also picked up Madalina's energy saying, I want to go home, which is really sad to me. This feels like she wanted to go home to Moldova or Romania. I feel like she was craving safety or stability from other relatives. Next, I looked into Madalina's mother's photo. I want to note that her mother's energy was really unusual. I guess a way to describe it would be disassociated and ungrounded, almost as if her energetic thoughts or things that came through weren't really truthful. They were almost like teasing, and I found out, I think, why at the end of the reading. So I heard she was lost, but now she's found. I once again got a reference to a newspaper, and with it I heard, pick a paper. Then I heard something like Sweet Baby Ray or Sweet Baby Rose. For some reason, this also feels similar to the sea breeze message I got at the beginning. I asked her mother's energy, what happened to Madalina? And I hear she's on the bench. I also pick up that her mother felt she was betrayed, possibly, by Madalina. Okay, so the last thing I get explains quite a bit to me. It makes me feel that her mother allegedly may not have been well spiritually, and that shows up, in the physical world as emotionally and mentally not well. So I asked her mother's energy, what happened to Madalina? And she kind of giggles creepily and says, you'll see. So I didn't want to give that too much animation because the energy was really disturbing. So when I say unwell spiritually, I mean, I believe she has a lower vibrational entity attachment. So the entity could be repeatedly giving her the idea that her daughter's against her, or it could impress a vision of her hurting Madalina over and over again. For all intents and purposes, you could say that it's what's going on spiritually, but physically it might show up to a doctor as a form of paranoid schizophrenia or psychosis. I'm not a doctor, obviously. It's just how I'm seeing the energy. So I stopped the reading at that point, obviously. I'm not going to continue once I realize she has a lower vibrational attachment. It's my psychic opinion that unfortunately Madalina is no longer with us, and I believe her mother allegedly hurt her and ended her life. Unfortunately, I'm not picking up a strong feeling of when she'll be found, but I feel that her remains will eventually be discovered. So I wanted to thank you all for being here, and please leave your comments, please subscribe, let me know of any other cases you guys are into right now, leave your requests, and until then, I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.